Welcome back. Um, in our hotel app we're building, we can see that we are 50% done with it since we can now view uh, uh, rooms not static this time, but they are dynamic. The next thing we're going to do now is to make sure that we can see this view details button. Right now, if I click on it, nothing happens. It's a dummy button right now. But the first thing we want to do is what exactly are we trying to achieve? Now, if we think about this, what we want to achieve is when we click on view details, we want to be able to see the details about that room. And we already have a template for that. So we just going to go through it. The first thing is our views, right? So in our view, I created a template, um a view for the room details, just the normal way we've been doing it. And after that, you do what? Go to your URLs, create a URL path for that. After that, you do what? You have your templates, carry out a little template inheritance, single room, a little template inheritance here, and we have that working, right? Now, the next thing I want to do is to make sure that when I click on this button, it takes me to that page. We all know how we're going to do that. So we're just going to go to our index page where that button is. I'm going to go to my index. I'm going to go to where that button is, and I can see it here where we did this. So you go to the button view details in the href. I'm going to put curly braces, the percentage sign, then I'm going to put in URL, then I'm going to pass the name of the app, that is my underscore app, and the name of the URL. The name of the URL. I'll go to my URLs. This is the name of the URL. I'm going to copy it. Just see. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to paste it. So now if I refresh the page, and I click on this, it takes me to this, but this is a static page. This is not exactly what we want to see. Is when you click on Odogu Deluxe, we want to see the details about Odogu Deluxe. When we click on Oni Heaven, we want to see the details about Oni Heaven. So we'll quickly do that now. So what we're going to do is to query our data set. Now, thinking about this logically, we want to do what? We want to get the details of each object. So we'll go to our room detail view, that view, and we're going to put in the query, and we're going to say room, the name of the table dot object dot get. I'm going to use the get method, and this get method always takes um an argument. What do we want to get the method from? So that means we're going to give this a parameter called id, and we're going to say, or we're just going to call it prop, not prop, room underscore id. And we're going to call this where the id, that is in your table by default has an id, that is the primary key. So we're going to check where the id is equals to this room underscore id. Sorry. This is one way to do it. We're using the get method to get the details of any id I put in. If I put in id 1, look for where the id in the room table, which object has the id 1. Look for, if I put id 7, look for where the object has an id 7. It can be, you can use anything to get. It's just a unique identifier we're going to be using to get, and that is the id. An id is your unique identifier. It's your primary key, right? This is one way to do it. Another way to do it, this way you would get it, but we can also, from shortcuts, we can import get object of 404. This will help us undo errors better in case that object does not exist. So we can do it this way, or we can do it this way. You just say detail is equals to get object of 404, then you pass in the table, the model, that is room, and the parameter where id is equals to room underscore id. Then you just pass in your dictionary. And I do this. I put my key to be detail or room detail, anyone, and my value will just be this, and I save that. So the next thing I will do is to go and incorporate this also in my URL, because now in our URLs, it's not in our URLs that we'll now pass the arguments for this parameter, the room ID. Yeah, we did not specify the room ID. So we're going to go in here to our URLs, and we're going to pass in here, we're going to say str, then prop underscore, not prop, sorry, room underscore ID, then this. So it's going to be, now it's going to be details slash, if it's 1, 2, 3, depending on the exact property, the exact room we're dealing with. So we're going to go back to our details, and we're going to display the contents of that object, the name of the object. Now it's still static, right? I'm going to put each of that. So this junior suit won't be junior suit. It's going to be, well, we put double, since we're trying to view, we're trying to display, sorry, double, and we're going to say detail. That is the key of your content dictionary. Detail dot name. Then I think this is an image. I'm just going to change one. Since we have like 3 images here, you can create fields in your models for that too. So I'm going to say detail dot image dot URL. Then I'm going to change this to the name, detail dot name. Remember, detail is from the dictionary in your view. Detail dot name. And name is the field in your models. Then what else? The description, right? So detail dot description. What else? I think I put everyone away. Now in the header, you can see that it's the name of that particular is we want to put here. So we're going to put in detail dot name. And also we want the title block to have detail dot name. So I'm just going to do that too. Detail dot name. And I'll save that. Now if I go back in here and I pass in 1, it will take me to the detail of 1. Can we see now we're seeing Odogu Deluxe? We're not seeing just one particular. If I change it to 2, that if there's 2 there, and I press enter, it takes me to details of 2. So I hope you understand that. That is how you can get the details of it. But what I want to do now is when I click on the button, when I click on it, I don't want to, when I click on the particular room, take me to that. So I'll go to my index page where I have that. So you see this URL that we click that will take us there. Right now, if we do that, if we go, let's go to our index page. Let's go to, oh, we've not done that yet. Let's go to our index page. And you will see this error. No reverse match for this room detail because it expects an argument. Yeah, it expects an argument, so it won't work. The only way you can allow it to work is to pass in that argument. Remember in our URLs, for all these ones that we didn't pass this, you just need to call the room slash and you get it. But yeah, because it expects an argument, and the argument is what is the room ID. The ID, it could be 1, 2, 3, 1500, wherever. As long as that room exists, it will show you that room. So we're going to pass in the ID. And yeah, what we'll just pass, since we'll be using we're looping using the variable of room, right? You just come after this and just write room dot ID and you save that. Now I'm going to have this corrected. Now if I click on this view detail, it will take me to the detail of that room. I hope you understood this. I hope we get it very well. I hope it's getting more interesting. As you can see, right now, some of these images are still static. In your model, just go and put models for 2, 3 more images, and you will see it there. Um, thank you so much for watching this. Also, we're going to just on our own. We can try it on. Okay, we've not done that yet on our rooms. So what I'm just going to do now is just quickly put that in them. So I'm going to go to my base. In my base.html, I can see my navbar for room. You can see room is still room.html. I'm going to change that to what? I'm going to change that to URL, then the name as my underscore app, and so I can save that. And if I click on rooms, it takes me to rooms. And I can see all our rooms, right? I'm going to do that same thing here. But in this time, I don't need to do, I'll just go to that particular button in room, this place here in the href, and I'm just going to pass in URL. Just doing that one more small so we can understand this. Then I pass the name of the app, my underscore app, then also colon and the name of the URL. So I can go to my URL to be sure. I'll copy the name, Ctrl C, go back to my base, my room, sorry, and I'll pass it there. And also the ID. So I'll say it's room, right? Room dot ID, and I'll save that. Come back here, refresh the page. Now when I click on each of these, it takes me to that page. So I hope you understood this. I hope you're enjoying the class. See you in the next video. Bye.